Good morning. We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree?
Yes.
You're knowing what you are wanting?
Yes.
You are enjoying the expansion of your desire? Well, when you want something and you know how to bring it about, it's fun to want it, isn't it? But when you want something and you've been wanting it for a while and it stubbornly is staying off at a distance, when you want to bring something in that won't come, or when you want to get rid of something that won't go, then when we say, are you enjoying the contrast? Are you enjoying those new desires that are percolating within you? And often, if we've trained you here, you say, oh yes, we really like those unfulfilled desires. But there will come a time when you come to realize that no desire is off limits for your ability to create it. In other words, when you begin to remember who you are, when you consciously reestablish your relationship between the physical you and the non-physical you, when you remember the purpose of your emotions and the information that they give you in terms of not only your relationship between the physically focused you and the non-physically focused you, but your emotions also give you play by play, moment by moment indicators of how you're doing in relationship to those very desires. Because it turns out that as you sift through the contrast, which causes you to focus, even if you don't put words to it, your desires into a vibrational format, which always precedes the manifestational format. In other words, everything's focused in to a vibrational reality first. So without even knowing it, you have focused a wonderful vibrational reality that is not just the forerunner of your relationships or of your possessions or of your experiences. It's actually the vibrational pre-you. You are the creator of you. You think you might be creating a new car or creating a pile of money or creating a relationship, but what you're actually creating is you within those experiences. You are the creator of you. So, do you understand that in that vortex is not just where what you want is, it's where who you are is. In other words, your inner being is a lover, and when you find someone to hate, even though by your earth standards you are justified, others agree with you, yeah, we all hate that person. That's a true hateable person. And we say, source within you does not hate. And that's why hate feels to you like it does. It's the feeling of not resonance with the wholeness of who you are. It's the disallowing the fullness of who you are. So occasionally Esther says, as she stands outside her vortex, while we are standing over there inside her vortex, Esther will say, Abraham, I really think you should come over here with me because I know I'm right. This is true. This is a true thing that I'm focused upon. And we say, we never come over there where you are outside the vortex of well-being. You have to come in where we are. We never stop being what you have become. And we never stop offering a signal of it. And we never stop, by law of attraction, summoning all cooperative components. And you, because you are the creator of the seed of this, you are called in the most powerful way eternally. But if you harbor thoughts that don't let you come, then you can't come because you are a vibrational being, as are we. You are vibrational first and foremost, and all this other stuff, all of this physical trapping is just the wonderful extension of creation. So if you can get this thing that we're going to say to you next, your life will be blissful from this point forward. If you can be happy in anticipation of what's coming, you'll be happy forevermore. And everything you want will come quickly. You have to look forward and be happy in anticipation of what's coming. Happy in anticipation of what's coming. Because when you're hopeful, you're on the brink of your vortex. And when you're on the brink of your vortex, it brings you in frequently. And when you get in there, you have full sight. When you get into the vortex, vibrationally speaking, when you are up to speed and in that vortex, that's when you start rendezvousing with the things that really matter. That's when meaningful things start happening. That's when the speed of life picks up. That's when you feel vital and alive and frisky. That's when your feeling of passion comes over you. That's when you begin living exactly as you knew you would when you came. You did not come forth to suffer. You did come forth to sift contrast. But it was your plan to launch the rocket, then turn your attention to the idea in anticipation of the receiving of the desire and ride that joyful wave to its completion. And you knew that there would always be another platform and another set of contrasting experiences and another rocket. Don't get too far from the process. Focus here. In other words, we want you to feel the power of this. I like knowing about law of attraction, and I like knowing about focus, and I'm pretty good at focusing, and sometimes I let things carry me away, but I can bring myself back into balance. And I've always been someone who could figure out how to do things, and maybe that's why I take more on than a lot of other people, because I really like to be able to apply myself. And I've been applying myself through action, and I can see now that I finally got to the point, the tipping point, where I'm asking too much from action and not enough from focus, and that's why I'm eager to do this focus wheel. I like the idea of getting into the vortex. I like the idea of getting into the vortex and then setting off to do what I'm going to do. I am a deliberate creator, and I am a good focuser, and I know that I've focused myself into a lot of successes, and there isn't anything that I can't focus upon. And I like being able to juggle a lot of plates at the same time. I get bored easily. I like a lot of things to think about. And it's easy to just take one thing at a time and focus upon it. And I believe that the universal forces will assist me in lining things up. And my mother's not going to be dependent upon me forever. And there are many other resources that could come into play. And mostly, this isn't about what I'm doing, it's about how I'm feeling. I've just sort of been running around in circles. Now, this sounds a little off the focus wheel, but it's making you feel better as you talk about it, isn't it? Mm-hmm. I've been sort of paralyzed. I've been just sort of dabbling at a very unproductive pace. I haven't been getting much of anything done because I've been out of the vortex, so I haven't been able to focus. And now I'm feeling more in the vortex. More productive things will occur to me, and the universe will assist me in other ways. We call this gathering the art of allowing. It's the art of allowing, consciously, deliberately allowing you here in your physical body to get up to speed with who, not just who you were before you were born, which was very much up to speed, we want to tell you, but with who you have become since you have been here, projecting improvements and expansion and evolution into that which you are. If you are little and someone's rude to you, you ask for a nicer world, and you create you in a nicer world. But if you keep noticing rude people, then you keep holding yourself in resistance to the nicer world that you carved out when you were very young. If someone really mistreated you when you were little, and you've been beating that drum ever since, when people introduce themselves to you, you say, "Hi, I'm so-and-so. I was abused when I was 12. So even though it happened a long time ago, and caused you to launch rockets of desire and become a much more well-treated person, if you keep beating the drum of that abuse day after day, year after year, decade after decade, what happens is you for years hold yourself as a vibrational resistant component to this vortex of creation that you've been creating. Every time you don't have enough money, you ask for more. You have created a veritable fortune in your vortex of creation. And the reason that we're calling it a vortex is because the law of attraction is responding to the central theme of it. And what's the central theme in your vortex? The expanded version of you, the healthier you, the more prosperous you, the more loving you, the worthy feeling you. In other words, life has caused you to become this. But often, you're so enamored with your physicality. Abraham, I can see and I can smell, I can taste, I can feel, I can touch. I'm tactile. Look around me. Here is my world. And we say, you're only looking at a small part of your world. You're looking at the so far manifested world. You're looking at the world you have allowed to become based upon the vibration that you chronically hold to, based upon your beliefs. But your physical manifested world could match this vortex of creation that you've been adding to all day, every day. You could be standing in this physical body and you could be a worthy feeling being. You could feel secure. You could be flexible. You could be mobile. You could be incredibly prosperous. You can be the creator of your own reality. You just have to understand the two vibrational realities that are going on, and you've got to make them match. We want to do a good sales job here today to not only help you to understand the reality of this vibrational reality, but the sweetness of it, the wholeness of it, the fullness of it. We want you to today leave this gathering understanding completely what every negative emotion you have ever felt meant. Because in every case, all it meant was you just weren't up to speed with you. You didn't let yourself, by virtue of the thought you were thinking, be all that you have become. And when life causes you to become more, you gotta be it or you're not going to feel good. So it's always accurate to say, if your life had not caused you to become more, then you would not feel discord when you don't become it. And sometimes you know that. You say, I wish I didn't want that. I felt better before I wanted that. And we say, if you felt better before you wanted it, it only means the larger part of you wants it, and the physical part of you is denying it by virtue of a chronic thought. That's what doubt is. Doubt is the feeling that you get when you've got an opposite thought more active in you than the thought of what you really want and who you really are. Sort of get it? In order to really understand this, we want you to understand that you were source energy before you came into these physical bodies, a culmination of all that you had lived. And when you made the decision to project part of that consciousness into this personality that you know as you, the larger part of you remained non-physical. That's where humans get the idea of a soul. The larger part of you remains non-physically focused. It's not dead or alive. It's always alive, always non-physically focused. And sometimes that life is focused into the likes of you. But when you understand that the non-physical part of you always exists, then you can begin to understand why there is a vibrational relationship between the thoughts you're thinking now and the vibration that is activated because of what you're focused upon, and the source within you and what the source within you is thinking about the very thing you're thinking about. When you focus upon something in your experience and you complain about the lack of something, the reason that it feels uncomfortable to you when you do it is because the source within you is not focused lackfully. The larger part of you is always focused upon the abundance. The largest part of you is always focused upon where you're going, not where you are. The larger part of you, in fact, is where you're going. Do you sort of kind of get that? You were non-physical energy, and a part of you came forth into this body, and you explore the contrast. And by knowing what you don't want, you automatically know what you do want. It's just the balance of this universe. In fact, if you really know that you really don't want something, then you really know that you really do want something. There's an equal, proportionate desire that shoots out of every awareness of what you don't want. So without even knowing it, you have been building a vibrational escrow, a vibrational reality that's not just a pile of stuff waiting off in the future for you. It's actually the vibrational essence of you living, being, having, doing all of that. And that vibrational essence of you is as real as the you that you now manifested. Now hear this. We've enjoyed this interaction immensely. It is delicious to come together with those like you